Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel. Ooh. If you are new here, my name is Hunter Brene and I am a country bumpkin residing in the wonderful South Korea. Oh, and if you're returning, what's up? Welcome back. So today I was asked by a special friend to answer some Q&A questions that her and her friend had about working and living in South Korea, and specifically around EPIK. So first things first, if you ever have questions about the EPIK process or the application process, any part of applying to EPIK or interviews or anything, feel free to comment under any of my videos. I read my comments regularly, and also please message me on Instagram. I will always be willing and ready to help people because for me, I got ignored and turned down by a lot of people when I had questions. So I just want to be a source of information and helpfulness for you all. I'm totally cool, not bitter. Kinda. Little. Anyways, so let's get into it. So how was the application process? I'm from the US, so my application process differs from folks who are from different countries applying through EPIK. The application process for me started around April of 2020. So I found out about EPIK in March and I started really getting things figured out in April. And I did not apply until August 1st. So let that be a telltale of how much stuff is needed to be able to successfully apply to be an English teacher in South Korea. The requirements in which it takes to be a teacher, I don't think I need to include that here. There are a lot of really good resources. I'm going to include Corvia's website down below and also a link to EPIK's website directly where you can find all the details on what you need to apply. Yeah, next one. So how do you get paid? Is it monthly or bi-weekly? You get paid monthly on the 24th of each month. Do you have to file taxes for your home country even though you live in Korea? Yes. I know some people who don't, and we're not gonna talk about it. That's for the US government and the IRS to figure out, but you want to file taxes. There are ways in which you can be tax exempt in South Korea. Specifically, that is the IRS 8808 form, and then you send that in along with money, of course, because yeah. And after some allotted period of time, they send you back the 6166 form, which you then take that form to your school. They file it with immigration or whoever, and then you are able to be tax exempt from Korea for 2 years. After that, they consider you one of the crew, so then you have to pay taxes. How is the daily teaching schedule like? So I've only taught for 1 day, but typically there's around 4 to 6 classes a day, and the length and also the number of breaks is situational based on your school. For me, they are 30 minutes each, and then there's a 20-minute break after each class. How many classes do you need to teach? How many students are in each class? Under contract, you can only teach up to 22 hours a week. Most schools are going to cap you off at 22 hours. Sometimes there may be additional classes that they try to add, but remember that you cannot exceed 22. If anything happens over 22, you should be getting paid OT, which is overtime. So how many classes do I teach? On Mondays, I teach my 6th grade classes, which there are 6 classes back to back to back. On Tuesday, I have my 3rd graders, and there are 5 classes for 3rd grade. On Wednesday, I only have 1 class, which is middle of the day, and it's one of my 4th grade classes. Thursday, I have the rest of my 4th grade classes. So that's, I think 3 or 4 4th grade classes on Thursday. 4. And then on Friday, there are 4 5th grade classes. The number, it ranges between 18 to 22 students, so on average about 20 students per class. And right now, because of COVID, we're doing a dual system, so we have both Zoom and face-to-face classes. How many vacation days are available? I don't know if this is a South Korea thing or an EPIK thing or an E2 visa thing. Time off is not called vacation days, they're called paid leave days. I think they do that so that there's not this muddy line between vacation and sick and all these other days that we have in the States or anywhere abroad pretty much. So under contract, you get 26 paid leave days. So those can be split up. 1 day is 8 total hours. So that can be split up if you have to take off a Tuesday afternoon for 4 hours and then a Wednesday afternoon for 4 hours. That is a cumulative 1 day. If you are teaching that day. So if you have a class, you cannot take time off. And also you must report your paid leave 15 days in advance. So if there's something I want to do 15 days from now or 15 days from Monday, I have to report that on Monday to my co-teacher, who then takes it to the vice principal. How many sick days can be used? So on that same vein, paid leave is cumulative. If you're going to be out for any reason, it falls under the umbrella of paid leave. After 3 consecutive days missed, you need to bring a doctor's note. And then after 15 days missed, you will have to take unpaid time. Do you get health coverage, including dental? One of the amazing things about working in South Korea is you automatically opt into the national health insurance. So with that being said, all medical procedures, basically your school will pay half. When it comes to dental and things like that, I'm not quite familiar. I believe it all is encompassing in that national health insurance scheme. Already in South Korea, procedures and operations are very much cost diminished from the US. Cool. Next. Can you pick the apartment that you want to live in? Or can you make a suggestion to what building you want to live in? New or old building? Short answer is no. After you sign your contract, they're gonna automatically have housing for you. The beautiful thing is that it is rent free and you don't have to worry about paying every month. The bad thing is that, well, it's not really bad. It's unfortunate, kind of sometimes. But the unfortunate thing is that you have no say in where you're going to live for at least the first year of your time in South Korea. If you are one of the lucky ones, you get an apartment that is like swanky and nice and awesome and I don't know, everything that you dreamed of and saw in all the K-dramas. And if you don't, then you end up in some place that may have a little bit more wear and tear. I'll say my place is one of those places, but I'm putting in that good old TLC, just loving on her and trying my best to turn her from a house into a home. Yeah. Approximately how much money should be brought to South Korea? Situational. If you are a spender, if you like to ball out, if you like clothes, if you like food, if you like furniture, if you like attractions, just going to places, I recommend bringing a good little bit of Korean won just in case, so that you can get around. South Korea is a very technologically progressed country, so they take US credit cards and banking cards. It's not an issue of not having access. For some people, it is an issue of just having all of those charges because a lot of US cards will have international charge fees that are on them. For me, I brought 540,000 Korean won, so roughly around 500 USD. Yeah, I think 500 was a good amount for me, and like I still have won left, but I've also been like swiping my card. So yeah. What items should be brought to Korea? So there's like the duh stuff, like, bring clothes, bring shoes, bring your medicine. There's like the COVID stuff where it's like bring a mask or masks, plural, bring your COVID negative tests, bring all of the necessities that you need to stay safe. There's the American stuff, like the things that they tell us that are like, oh, you're not gonna find the same products in Korea. Like the toothpaste, the deodorant, you're gonna need like converters. Well, let me specify, you're gonna need voltage converters, which that converts the voltage of items. If they don't go up to like 220, 240, you're gonna need a converter to bring them up. And then also you're gonna need plug adapters that change from the US prong or whatever country that you're from, that prong to the prong for South Korea. I think I have an example here. Ugh. So for South Korea, you want the 2 circle prong outlets. So like that. And then there's like black girl stuff. Bring your natural hair products. You can find natural hair products here. I believe it's GMarket sells a lot of the popular ones. I even found Wetline Extreme Gel here. It's expensive. Things are priced up, but bring a good little bit if you can. Makeup. So I went to COEX Mall last week and I went to the Sephora. And just for S&Gs, I was like, oh, well, let me see if they have like brown girl stuff. And they did. So don't be too hard pressed on bringing makeup. Like if there's specific things that you love, bring those. But there are products in Sephora. I also want to shout out Dr. Gio, which is a cosmetic company for POC, women of color, people of color in South Korea. So they are a South Korean makeup brand that is selling cosmetics for people of color. I I haven't bought their products yet. I hope to once I run out of my own, but yeah, I want to shout them out because they are doing their thing and their social media is growing and I'm really proud of them. Those are my recommendations for things to bring. Yeah, moving on. What was the quarantine process like? It was simple. I quarantined in Jeonju. There were 2 quarantine sites for EPIK teachers. And yeah, you just stayed inside for 2 weeks. We had 2 COVID tests. One was at the beginning and one was at the end. We were COVID negative, like everyone for both of those. There were probably around 130, maybe 120 teachers at our facility. I don't know about the Seoul facility, but it wasn't bad. Like meals were provided. I was doing YouTube. If you haven't watched those videos, go on back and check out what I was doing to stay occupied in quarantine. Spoiler alert, I watched a lot of Cobra Kai. A lot of Cobra Kai and a lot of Housewives. I don't know what the process is gonna look like for fall 2021. And I'm sorry in advance that y'all may have to do it like we had to, but it's not bad. Apartment tour coming soon. What are some good black hair care salons in Korea? I can't speak to that because I don't know yet. If I find anything, I'll include it in the description box, but also come back to me and let's talk about this again soon. What is a typical day for you as an EPIK teacher? Oh, so for context, I live in Seoul, and even more specifically, I live in Gurogu, which is in southern Seoul. So for me, my day starts at 6:30 a.m. I wake up. I normally leave the house around 7:30, 7:45 at the latest. I have to be at school by 8:40 and I have about a 30 to 50 minute commute, all depending on what happens with the subway and the bus. At 8:40 I show up and I plan for the day, and then 9 o'clock or 9:10 I start classes. We have lunch at 12:25 and then we leave at 4:30. So that is like a full day. Do you like your co-teacher? So I have 3 co-teachers. I absolutely adore all of them. They're all amazing human beings. I love talking to them. I love connecting with them. So far, can't complain at all. What activities did you do in EPIK orientation? So our orientation was cut short because of COVID. So we only had a week. So activities that we did, we had about 2 days to put together and demonstrate a lesson plan. That's normally the biggest activity of orientation, is you get practice doing a lesson plan in front of the class. At orientation, they split you up based on your placement and you're with those people for all of orientation. So you really get to know and grow with them as the process goes on, which is really, really nice. I connected with a lot of people during orientation. Other than that, we watched some videos, we had some meetups where we did different things, and then we just ate a lot of, in my opinion, very yummy food and just got to connect with one another and spend time outside of the classroom. Was it short? Yes. Was it a little bland? Yes. But did I enjoy myself and the people that I met? Absolutely. What has your experience been like so far as a foreigner in Korea? Disclaimer, I've been in Korea for a month. I've been in freedom. I've been in the freedom of Seoul for 1 week. So based on my limited time, I think this has been really, really eye-opening. It was very refreshing. It has been very refreshing to see how Korean people are receptive to not only American culture, but also me and my Black culture. I've heard stories about people getting their hair touched and just different things that have happened to Black women and Black people specifically in South Korea. And I have yet to experience anything negative again. I have been here 1 week. That's not to say that something will happen. That's not to say that something won't happen. But so far, my experience has been nothing but positive. The people that I've encountered have been really, really nice. When I'm lost, trying to find my way on the subway, typically somebody is going to ask me in English, "Are you lost? Do you need help?" And if not, if I ask someone, they do their best to guide me in the right direction to where I need to go. It takes a lot of courage to do things, but I get around just fine. I've been nothing but grateful for the process so far. It was tough. At the beginning, it was rocky because there were so many moving pieces and nothing felt stable and secure. But with the support system that I've grown through my family and also the friends that I have here, spending time with them has really, really turned this process around for me when things got really, really hard. So I know you didn't ask for advice, but build your tribe before getting here, and also when you get here, find people that you connect with, find people who are on the same wavelength as you. Because if you don't have people who you can be real with, then you really have nothing. It's so hard to not get those feelings out. Big auntie / big sister advice for that one. Most Korean essential apps. Papago. 2. Anything Kakao. So Kakaotalk, Kakaopay, Kakaotaxi, Kakaomaps. 3, get the app called Subway. It outlines the subway system in South Korea. 4, get a VPN that you trust. I have Hotspot Shield. I recommend it. It was kind of pricey, but it's working great for my phone and my computer. Make sure that you download your American or domestic banking app. If you plan on using cards in South Korea, make sure that you go ahead and have that app downloaded in your home country, have everything set up. If they have an international phone line, please go ahead and write that down so that if anything ever happens, you're able to contact them. I recommend getting an air quality app. So I have my AQI Air. It's been great to know what the air quality is like in South Korea, because there is dust and just different pollutants that can be in the air, and you need to know how to protect yourself if those are active that day. Ooh, food, Yogiyo. If you're interested in ordering food, Yogiyo is a very, very good one. And then there are some shopping apps that I recommend, like GMarket and Coupang and Emart, which are for buying like home essentials or groceries or anything like that. And then there is Karrot with a K, which is a secondhand shopping app. Yeah, those are my app recommendations I have. So how to get Wi-Fi and phone in South Korea. So Trazy all the way, Trazy. In my opinion, they're just a monopoly. So currently I am using Trazy. They have SIM card options that give you a Korean phone number, and then it also allows you to tap into the ever wonderful data and just internet of South Korea. I have the premium plan, which was around $84 US. So in terms of Wi-Fi, I recommend the Trazy Wi-Fi Egg. That is what I'm currently using to do things now that I have it. And that was $55, so it's $55 a month. I recommend Trazy because you're not able to get a Korean phone plan or Korean internet until you have your alien registration card, and it can take up to 90 days for you to get that card. Yeah, you kind of have to survive for the first like month or two without being able to access the things that all the Korean folks access. If this is not in the cards for you and you don't have the funds or the access to go with Trazy, basically you can tap into Wi-Fi anywhere here. There's free Wi-Fi all over the place. There are cafes and different places that offer Wi-Fi. EPIK interview tips. Let me drop some big sis, auntie, depending on how old you are, some stuff on you. I severely over prepared for my interview. I watched so many videos. I wrote down so many question prompts and different things, and I practiced and I stressed and I stressed ate and I broke out, and all these things happened. And I wish there had been someone to tell me what I'm about to tell you. Okay, you ready? You ready? Be yourself. I know that's so cliche, but it is so true. I had prepared so much that I had short-circuited myself to where when my coordinator got on to interview me, I blanked on everything I had prepared. And so from there, all I had was my authenticity, my mission, my goals, myself. That's all I had. Wow, I'm really going in on this, aren't I? Okay, let's finish it up. Yeah, you made it to the interview process for a reason. EPIK brought you into this interview for a reason. Just be yourself. Your interest, your passion, your desire to teach, let that come through, let that shine. If it's meant to be, it'll be. I have no doubt about that. So remember, keep it professional, keep it cute, keep it classy, but then also be you. So for the interview, dress the part and practice if you've never used Skype before. And then my last advice is take a deep breath and relax. The interview is only around 20 to 40 minutes. Some people ran shorter, some people ran longer. I think mine was about 35 minutes. But again, because I was making my coordinator laugh and we were having a whole kiki. Relax, enjoy the process, enjoy the conversation. Make sure that you're taking notes. Make sure that you're being attentive and responding and speaking slowly and carefully and just really assessing what you're saying. Don't stress out too much about it. I know that saying that is kind of hypocritical because I completely stressed out about mine, but then in hindsight, I was like, dang it. I wish that I had just relaxed a little bit more and not stressed myself out so bad beforehand. Yeah, well, that is it for the questions and the answers that I have to offer around EPIK and teaching and South Korea and how I am experiencing it. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome. I highly encourage you to subscribe and to comment and to join me on this journey. If you want to see me more frequently, follow me on Instagram. I post stories every day of me walking around Seoul and just doing Seoul stuff. So join me, join the fam, and hey, I'll see you soon. Ah.